les doubans, c'est d'ailleurs nous cabillés, on est en voilà si c'est nous, pendant qu'il veut nous écrire. Jalousie plus gros sorcier, ça nous a adopté, à dans un petit pays comme ça, le plus misère nous va crier. On était oui jalousie, c'est oui jalousie, un petit pays ça, à dans un petit pays ça va. C'est oui ma parole, un petit pays ça va. On était oui ma parole, c'est oui jalousie, un petit pays ça va. Un petit pays à nous, oh, c'est oui ma parole, un petit pays ça va. Avant qu'on la lever, on nous tout le monde fait un gars. On pense à on décider, parce qu'un bout de manger pour manger. L'enlever pour faire un gars, tout le monde n'a qu'à mal parler. C'est ça qu'a dérangé nous, comme dans le dit qui en vient. On nous laisse jalousie, c'est une jalousie, un petit pays. Un petit pays ça va. C'est oui ma parole, un petit pays ça va. On était oui ma parole, c'est oui jalousie, un petit pays ça va. Un petit pays à nous, oh non, non, c'est oui ma parole, un petit pays ça va. Caramba, les gars ça marche les temps. L'enlever pour faire un guerre, tout le monde n'a qu'à mal parler. Et voilà si c'est nous, on nous tire pour nous écrire. Jalousie plus gros sorcier, et ça nous fait adopter. Avec un petit pays comme ça, c'est plus misère nous va crier. On nous tire jalousie, c'est oui jalousie, un petit pays ça va. Un petit pays ça va. C'est oui ma parole, un petit pays ça va. On nous tire mal parole, c'est oui jalousie, un petit pays ça va. Un petit pays à nous, oh non, non, c'est oui ma parole, un petit pays ça va. Jalousie mauvais, c'est oui, c'est oui ça les c'est oui. Jalousie pas bon, c'est oui. C'est oui ça les points, c'est oui. C'est oui jalousie, un petit pays ça va. C'est oui ma parole, un petit pays ça va. C'est oui jalousie, un petit pays ça va. Jalousie mauvais, c'est oui ma parole, un petit pays, c'est oui ça les points. pas pour nom pas juger non. Jaja dit laissez jugement bail, et pas pour me guider. Laissez jugement bail, ja. Tout nom que nom va soleil là. Qui moun qui ou ka, juger l'autre encore. Il y a le nom, yo aime festa. Laissez jugement bail. Qui moun qui ou ka, juger l'autre encore. Il y a le nom, yo aime festa. Avant on parlait, regardez yo, oh, yeah. Oh la la la. Oh, oh la la la. L'homme les pourquoi va dans la main. Avant quoi chez jugement et oublié et va pour méditer. Laissez jugement la ja. Chaque homme les péché sur la terre. Tout l'homme ni tout répond tout pour eux. Il y a le nom, yo aime festa. Qui moun qui ou ka juger l'autre encore. Il y a le nom, yo aime festa. Après ou marcher, regardez yo. Oh ouais. Et pas pour nom pas juger non. Jaja dit laissez jugement bail, et pas pour nous juger. Laissez jugement bail, ja. Tout nom nous péché sur la terre. Qui moun qui ou ka, juger l'autre encore. Il y a le nom, yo aime festa. Qui moun qui ou ka juger l'autre encore. Il y a le nom, yo aime festa. Avant on parlait,
Good afternoon, Dominique, and welcome to the Talk on the Block. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. I know you're running on your radio, or running to your radio. It's your lunchtime. I just wanted to report to Digicel. A lot of people have been complaining about the program on the television. They have no access when they hear all other radio stations. So what's really going on there, Digicel? Try to fix up the problem, okay? Clarify what's going on there. Are we going to come back, Dominica, right after this?
Dominican, insure your property, protect your property, you homeowner and businessman, protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Mountaintop, natural spring water. All bottled water is not created equally. There is bottled water and then there is mountaintop, natural spring water. Mountaintop natural spring water, sourced from healthy, mineral-rich Caribbean's natural springs. It is the best tasting water of all. It is also healthy with natural minerals. Some other bottled waters remove the natural minerals which we need to have a healthy balance, but Mountaintop keeps them for us, just as nature intends it to. So for great tasting and healthy bottled water, choose Mountaintop natural spring water. It is the best for you. Available at ESA Trading Limited in 500 ml, 1.5 liter and 5 liter bottles. Retail and wholesale prices start from $1.95. ESA Trading Limited, making a difference for you.
Want to stay ahead in the world of electronic communications? Then you've got to check out Exel, a production of the Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority. We dive into the hottest topics affecting the telecom sector, from the latest innovations to the policies shaping your digital future. Tune in to Exel on the last 3 Thursdays of this month, September 12th, 19th, and 26th. In the digital world, knowledge is your greatest asset.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development and the Cultural Division presents a Night of Creole Elegance and Splendor. It's the 2024 National Miss Wub Duet Pageant. On Wednesday, October 23rd, 7 young ladies will vie for the title from 8 p.m. Come see Ciara Andrew from Mon Rachet, Ecstasia Laville from Warner, Jacilia Jacob from Paybush, Heidi Ellick from Grand Bay, Bianca Thomas from Massa, Treasure Anthony from Canefield, Zoraida Louise from Supria. Ticket outlets, Bullseye Pharmacy and the Old Mill Cultural Center. Pricing, uncovered seating $60, covered seating $80, and sold only at the Old Mill Cultural Center. General admission at the gate $70. It's the National Miss Wub Duet Pageant on Wednesday, October 24th from 8 p.m. at the Old Mill Cultural Center, sponsored by the Grand Bay Credit Union, the House of Lorraine, the National Cooperative Credit Union, and SG's Essentials all in one. You don't want to miss it. Be there.
Somebody book here,
Mouvement créole à Soukir. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM qui est présenté. Mouvement créole. Tous les mardis soirs, entre 6 et après-midi. Information, blagues, interviews, l'histoire, proverbe, discussion, reportage, apprendre à parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec ton peuple créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement créole. À nous faire un rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames. Tous les mardis soirs, QFM qui est frappé avec bon parole créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous? Rapidement, Mouvement créole à seconde station QFM. Voici avec nous tous les mardis soirs 6h pour Mouvement créole. Matchez ça.
The pleasure is mine in the afternoon. One announcement I can make there that is that the commissioners have completed their reviews and have submitted their recommendations to the president of Dominica as it relates to elections. And the commissioners will be with me to present to the people any day this week. It might be tomorrow, it might be Wednesday, it might be Thursday, but they're ready to come and speak with the people. So they're done with the review, and they'll be talking to the people this week as to what they may have found out. What are the recommendations? But let's leave that for the next 24, 72 hours. They'll give me an indication as to when they want to face the people. But with that said, I told you this morning I received a very interesting text coming from the belly of the beast, they say, huh? An informed source. I can't confirm, though, that the election will be on December 6th. And that informant also told me that we should stop the Prime Minister by any means. This is an abuse of the constitutional provision and privilege to call in snap elections. How can the Prime Minister be wanting to call an election when he knows that the electoral process needs reform and is currently undergoing that process? I just told you that the commissioners are done, and we'll speak to you about these recommendations any day now. But whenever elections may be called, that remains in the hands of the Prime Minister. Some people may be fuming, maybe pissed off about that, but will the people of Dominica accept that another election will be called without reforms? Remember, your Prime Minister said he would be leaving on somewhere in April 2025. But we heard just last week or week before that there's some delegates conference coming up. I told you before that here's the strategy that I'll keep close to my chest. I may be wrong, but let's see what happens. Remember, I asked him at a news conference whether he would be interested? And that's after, in 2022, he said he's going to step down. Let's follow the sequence of the conversations we have listened to for a few years now. Dominica, pay attention. This is the talk on the block. Listen.
Some time ago, I think you said, in terms of you wanting to hand over leadership of the Labour Party.
You have given me a mandate that constitutionally allows me to remain in office as your Prime Minister until April 2025. I do not intend to go beyond that date. I have run my race and I intend to finish the course. That is why I'm calling for a national reset.
What's the latest update on that?
The party has two very important events coming up. One is on October 12th, and that will be held in Saliba, in the Saliba constituency at the Saliba Primary School as a National Council meeting, which is a precursor to the Delegates Conference. And the Delegates Conference will be held in Vickers on November 10. It will be held in Vickers November 10. And at that Delegates Conference, all positions within the party are open for those who will be interested in contesting those positions. So from the political leadership to all of the positions within the party are open for contest. So we'll see what happens in Vegas on November 10.
As the Prime Minister, will you be contesting when you said you'll be leaving government in 2025?
I would like, however, to preside over a peaceful and dignified transition of prime ministerial leadership to someone of my party and my colleagues' choosing. It is my intention to stay on for another 2.5 years.
What's the latest update also on that?
Unless until I leave, there shall be a leader, both a leader of the party and a prime minister. You understand? When that time comes, then there will be this. For me to, even if I say I want to contest the leadership position, one of the constituencies must nominate me. So I cannot show up in Vegas and say, oh, look me. No. One of the constituencies has to nominate me, and I have to consent to sign in. So this is a matter for the party to decide, the delegates to decide on election day. I will inform the party of my position in very soon, and then the party will proceed from that. I don't think it is for me to discuss party business in the public domain before the National Council meeting. I reported National Council in Saliba on the 12th of October, and I will take it from there. But I can't answer questions to you that the delegates have not asked of me.
Interested or not?
That is for the party internal stuff to deal with, and then once whatever happens, then there'll be an announcement. You'll be first to know.
Well, 126. Well, we'll find out, I imagine, because he told me I'd be the first to know. So let's find out. There are mixed reactions as to whether there will be an election there in this December. The commissioners have just completed their recommendations, or have they reviewed that report? They have made their own recommendations. Are you one of those that believe that elections will be called in December? Are we going to go to the polls without the electoral reform? That's left to be seen. But let's take on early calls, because I know these telephone lines will be buzzing. Good afternoon to you. 1:27 is the afternoon time. Talk
Yes,
to me.
Master.
Hey, how you doing, my brother? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay.
I call you. I spoke to you about, I think either a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I told you make a note that election is December 6th. I don't know if you did that, but I remember telling you that.
A lot of people have been telling me the same, sir.
Okay, very good, Mr. Peltier. You realize you really cannot follow the prime minister. The question is straightforward, but he will not answer a question. Kerry have no intention of leaving prime ministership. That you can see that Kerry have no intention of stepping down from where he is, because Kerry has a lot of things that he wants to accomplish, but the signs now are showing that it might not be possible, because the opposition is now taking their stand. The stand that the opposition is supposed to be taking, they are taking it now. Skerrit promised electoral reform 100 days after he called that bogus election. And how long it is now? And I'm wondering what the opposition is doing. Now the opposition is ready. Now they have to sensitize the Dominican public, those who know exactly where they are presently, what they're going through presently, the circumstance and the situation of Dominica, and decide what is it do they want. That is where it is left now to the opposition, mobilizing the people themselves knowing what they want, understanding where they are, what they're going through, and to make that change. But Skerrit have no intention of coming up from where he is. Thank you, sir.
All right. Hello. Talk to me on the telephone. And Matt, if a snap election is called in December, this will be the third time during the electoral reform process that a snap election would have been called. In 2019, in 2022, and now, if confirmed in 2024, 3 snap elections during an election reform process. So you see, there's a pattern here. Huh? It's 1:30. Good afternoon to you on the telephone, yeah?
Yes, hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon to you.
My sister got her ticket ready to come down in November to vote in New Jersey.
In November? Why November?
Yes. Because it's reunion.
It's reunion when? Where?
In New Jersey, in Dominica, they got their tickets already. They were giving out tickets already to come and vote.
Oh, so you're saying they got the ticket when? Like yesterday? Day before? Last week?
No, they got it last week.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
In New Jersey. My sister called me and told me she got her ticket already.
All right, thank you. 131, hello, yes? Interesting. Yes, I'm here.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you.
The question that should have been asked to Mr. Skerrit is, Mr. Skerrit, for all these years you did not follow the Constitution by having a delegates conference. How come all of a sudden you're stressing the Constitution of the Labour Party as if it is so important? And the other, well, you couldn't ask him that question, but it looks to me that there is it's always a fait accompli. Before Roosevelt Skerrit does anything, he plans it to happen. And is Roosevelt Skerrit trying to get into the position of the president at this time? Will he ask the other president, his president that he put there, to step down so he can step in there? Because we know he will be offered a certain a measure of protection from the law if he's in there. And we would like to see the law stepping on his toes. So is he going for the presidency? Because, he has all these people in all the positions. That is my speculation. But again, I would like to know what has changed that all of a sudden the Labour Party constitution that he did for all these years is so important to follow again. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you to you too. It's 1:32 in the afternoon. 1:32 in the afternoon. Somebody's indicating and suggesting that when they come down, who's the day, the diaspora, to the festival, they cast a hidden ballot, and that is then brought out in December elections. That's what somebody's suggesting. I can't confirm that at all. Somebody's saying, ring the bell for all Dominicans to stop Roosevelt Skerritt from calling another snap election. Ask yourself, why is he so bent on staying in power? Is your economy thriving? Are you poorer now than many years ago? Are your children suffering? Is the crime on the rise in Dominica? Or is crime on the rise in Dominica? Has the Labour Party divided your country? Are there many jobs to choose from? Do you believe that Skerritt has gotten rich from Dominica's money? Don't you truly believe that Skerritt has to go? Some questions there from the diaspora. Let's take a few phone calls. 134, yes.
Matt, that is what I was talking about. They will come down pretending that they coming down for the
festival. Okay, the festival.
Yes.
Okay.
So they vote in and then they going back. That is what I was talking about.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. But thank you for telling me. Okay, thank you. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Hey, that's enough. Happening.
All right, my brother. How you doing? Interesting times.
Yeah, my word. But imagine, you see, even if all what is happening there, Dominicans need to get serious because it is clear that Skerritt is taking Dominicans for a big joke. Skerritt is taking Dominicans for a joke. Skerritt believes that Dominica is his personal property that his parents will to him. So he can do what he wants with Dominicans. He can use them as slaves. He cannot increase their salary. He can take their money and do what he wants with it and so on. And that is why Dominicans have to understand that this is serious business, man. We can no longer afford to sit down and just talk about the problems and the situation and wait for the commissioners to come and give us their views and so on. While we remain inactive, that has not proven anything good for us in the past, man. So that is why we need to organize ourselves, man, and decide how we are going to make sure that we have free and fair elections in Dominica, how we are going to make sure that we have reform in Dominica. We have been warned by the highest court in the land, the CCJ, that we must not allow these things to take place in any future general election. And I am seeing that Skerritt is preparing himself to continue stealing elections while we continue to remain docile and just accept whatever happens with the election. And I'm saying that Dominicans need to get up, Dominicans need to be serious and actually decide if they do not want to do anything, Matt, if we do not want to do anything as a people, we can just simply tell Skerritt, take the country. Just take the country, my boy, and do what you want with it. Yes? Because I cannot believe that if that is going to happen, Matt, that we are not going to prepare ourselves to make sure that we stop it, and we stop it early and forcefully and send a strong message. That's why Shastny has to be saying that Dominica is the laughing stock of the world. Free elections within a 5 years, within a 5-year electoral cycle, and more lies upon lies, and we just continue sitting down and taking those things and pontificating about them till death, and just reacting and waiting to. It's like as though we have been entertained by those things by Skerritt's actions. Skerritt's actions entertain us instead of inspiring us to action. It is like his actions and his speeches are entertaining, and we get a high on that, and we enjoy that, and we can just live like that for the rest of our lives. Dominicans need to decide what they want, Matt. If that is the way they want to go, just to be entertained by Skerritt. Because even I'm hearing my good friend Clem this morning talking about for us to contest the election at whatever cost and so on, while he's hearing about those people preparing and having tickets, Matt. How are we going to contest election under those conditions? Check when in the past we have not been able to combat those negative conditions that we have been faced with in terms of bringing in all the illegal overseas voters. So we cannot allow be distracted by that. We cannot allow to move off course. Our position should be no election without reform, and we should maintain that position and do everything in our power to ensure that we get reform before we get election, because it's no use just going to say, okay, we're going to contest. That is being presumptuous. Contest and you're going to lose. And then after we lose, what we're going to say, we're going to make an excuse and so on and say that it wasn't fair. But you contested and you know the conditions that you're going to face before the contest. You know? So that is why we have to prepare our minds and our hearts now to take the necessary action that will bring us the change that we require, and we know damn well what we have to do. We just cowards. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Thank you. You know, somebody's again from the Tri-State area is sending me another message. Matt, that's true. My friend and her entire family got their tickets to go down to vote in November. Interesting that that's coming from the diaspora. Wow. 1:38 is the afternoon time. Talk to me, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Pelkey.
Yes, ma'am.
Down in my spirit, like the hurricane says, it takes a miracle. And now Christians need to go down on their knees and have to pray, seeking God intervention, because there is a lot of problems in it. When you hear differences coming in, let's go and sit down and just wonder. We are not in Wonderland. We need a miracle, and we need God to intervene. He said, unless he build the house, building there, unless the watchman watch the city.
So what about the saying that prayer without works? What would...
going on in this land? Too much is being done out of the way. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I don't think she understood my question there. 449-3095-96 and 97. Matt, if Roosevelt Skerritt quits politics as PM, what will he do? I hope he knows those fake PhDs are useless. If this man called elections, he should be stopped by any means necessary, because this will only be his way of getting back in power without passing a reform. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Okay, I hope you give me a little break then. Just going to be about 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
I'm listening to you.
You hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. The elections are stolen. Let me give you the results of the elections for 2019. Just 2 minutes. 1, Collyho, the smallest constituency, Labour Party 677, UWP 185. Portsmouth, Dominican Labour Party 1,253, UWP 369. Cottage, Labour Party 1,048, UWP 336. Vickers, DLP 1095, UWP 222. Pebush, DLP 1,138, UWP 202, a win of 936. Grand Bay, DLP 1,352, UWP 211, win of 1,114. Spirit Savannah, DLP 1,192, UWP 501, win of 690.
You're still in a Clarence? Clarence, I suspect something went wrong with your phone. I didn't cut you off, but I was expecting you because I wanted to ask a question there at the end. So if you have a chance, you can call back, but your telephone went kaput, okay? 449-3095-9697. I was waiting to ask you a few questions, but apparently your phone got cut off. Thank you. 1:42 is the afternoon time. On the telephone, yes, Mr. Clarence Christian, you can call back, all right? That's your right to do. Hello, talk to me, yes?
My brother, give me a break. Let me say something here. Matt,
Yeah.
I'm so upset what that happening. Like, we have the result of all the things. The man coming, the man blocking the program for the people not to talk. Please, I begging you, let me express myself, my brother. I'm so pissed out. Right? When the man do that, no callers can call. I know that trick already. A big man like that, my brother, stop making the man call.
Marlon, the man has every right to call the program, okay? It's his democratic right. He can call the program. He's making a point. Allow him to make his point, and I'll, of course, ask him the questions I need to ask him. But you can't stop the guys from making their points. It's a democratic program. We allow everybody to call. Once you're making sense, we will allow you to make your point. Hello, talk to me. 143. Talk to me. Yes,
I'm
hello.
listening to Clarence Christian calling in the figures of all the constituencies that Labour Party win.
Right.
I would like Christian to tell the people of Dominica how does those numbers do with the livelihood of those people in those communities. Are they better off today than they were 24 years ago? Because every single community in Dominica has the very same cry. Unemployment, unemployment, unemployment. So I don't know what the hell Christian talking about. It's not better in Collier than it was 24 years ago. Everything works now. So what is he talking about? About what numbers have they got in this constituency? He's the only one that can quote numbers. Let us look at what's happening on the ground. Let us look at what's happening to the people that are not able to buy on the shelves. That's what he has to be concerned about. Because he's able to. He's not concerned about the others. Man, turn to hell with you, boy.
Hey. Let's stop that insult in there. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good afternoon.
But Matt, according to Martin, he is just blocking the way for people not to call.
No, he's making his point, and I'm allowing other people to call. You see, you're calling, so you have to give him a chance to call as well. Sometimes 144. Hello, talk to me. Let him make his call. Yes,
Matt, I wish you would have probably asked him this question because you see that's the point that we have been making, Matt, and we do not want Dominicans to miss this point. The elections of the past, Matt, up from 2005 to 2009 to 2019, they have been tainted elections according to the CCJ. So here it is, Clarence.
He was giving the figures from 2019. I was about to just ask him. Clarence was the electoral reform at the time. You know, what's the electoral reform?
Exactly.
He didn't give me a chance. I think his telephone go kaput there. Yes.
So that's why I appreciate Marlene's concern because Clarence Christian knows what he's doing. You know. Clarence Christian knows Labour Party is in the business of thieving elections. That is only how they can form government, by thieving elections. Clarence Christian knows that. Tony Estefan confirmed that for us, okay, that they will continue to thief elections. Cloyd Capital explained to me some years ago how they do it. Okay? So that is the only way that they can win, that they can get government, Matt. So when Clarence Christian coming to try to waste time on the radio, Matt, he should be telling us about our missing billions. That is what he should do. He was the audit general for how many years, Matt? And after he left his position, his work was so much incomplete, they had to continue hiring him as a consultant to try to complete work that he has not yet even completed. Incompetent. And come and talk about election. My wife, stop thieving election. That's all what Labour Party can do. Damn thief.
You know what I'll just allowing Clarence Christian to make his point so you can analyze just what he's saying. So, sometimes we rush too quickly. We want to get his point so we can analyze. Hello, talk to me. 146 is the afternoon time. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes, ma'am.
He's suffering. People have to call and beg for help for him. Which hell damn point he puts in? As pictured in that man. Back it now.
All right, Marlon, thank you very much. And don't burst any vessels there, okay? 146, hello, talk to me. Interesting life.
You have to
Yes.
be careful. You don't know what happened to his man. You don't know if you didn't hear him was looking breathless.
You what?
You didn't feel that man was breathless.
I'm not getting the point. You didn't feel what, man?
He was breathless. So better be careful. You don't know what happened.
He breathless. I don't know what happened. Oh, that's what that's the point you're making. He was breathless, so you don't know what happened to him. Well, he was making his point. I was allowing him to finish, but he went kaput after that. I hope you're okay, Clarence. Okay, hello, talk to me on the telephone.
Hey, Matt, good afternoon, and how you doing?
How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. And Matt, that statistics, this guy was screaming out there as to the votes they get. Next time you get him asking how many of those votes were imported. I'm sure 75% of those votes were imported. Maybe the other 25% that DLP get on that was dead people vote. Dead people. People just come out to vote on other people's names. Right? So maybe the genuine score he have is issue is UWP, the people and them that go out to vote for UWP, and half of what UWP got. Half of what the UWP got was maybe Labour Party vote. So the 75% were imported voters that they bring in and they just dump, voting on all kind of people. And let them go to the constituency now. Check the residents, how many of them are eligible to vote in the current constituency now. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 1:48 is the afternoon time. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back after this, okay?
Somebody who Creole like the big Creole. Mouvement Créole associé. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM qui est présenté. Mouvement Créole. Tous les mardis soirs en 6 après-midi. Information, blagues, interviews, l'histoire, problème, discussion, reportage, apprendre parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec TOTB créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement créole. À nous fait un rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames. Tous les mardis soirs, QFM qui est frappé avec bon parole créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous rapidement là. Mouvement créole à ce grand station QFM. Voici avec nous tous les mardis soirs 6h pour Mouvement créole. Matchez ça.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development and the Cultural Division presents a Night of Creole Elegance and Splendor. It's the 2024 National Miss World Duet Pageant. On Wednesday, October 23rd, 7 young ladies will vie for the title from 8 p.m. Come see Ciara Andrew from Mon Rachet, Ecstasia Laville from Warner, Jacilia Jacob from Paybush, Heidi Ellick from Grand Bay, Bianca Thomas from Massa, Treasure Anthony from Canefield, Zoraida Louise from Supria. Ticket outlets, Bullseye Pharmacy and the Old Mill Cultural Center. Pricing, uncovered seating $60, covered seating $80, and sold only at the Old Mill Cultural Center. General admission at the gate $70. It's the National Miss World Duet Pageant on Wednesday, October 24th from 8 p.m. at the Old Mill Cultural Center. Sponsored by the Grand Bay Credit Union, the House of Lorraine, the National Cooperative Credit Union, and SG's Essentials all in one. You don't want to miss it. Be there.
Some time ago, I think you said, in terms of you wanting to hand over leadership of the Labour Party.
You have given me a mandate that constitutionally allows me to remain in office as your Prime Minister until April 2025. I do not intend to go beyond that date. I have run my race and I intend to finish the course. That is why I'm calling for national reset.
What's the latest update on that?
The party has two very important events coming up. One is on October 12th, and that will be held in Salibé, in the Salibé constituency at the Salibé Primary School as a National Council meeting, which is a precursor to the Delegates Conference. And the Delegates Conference will be held in Viecas on November 10. It will be held in Viecas November 10. And at that Delegates Conference, all positions within the party are open for those who will be interested in contesting those positions. So from the political leadership to all of the positions within the party are open for contest. So we'll see what happens in Vegas on November 10.
As the Prime Minister, will you be contesting when you said you'll be leaving government in 2025?
I would like, however, to preside over a peaceful and dignified transition of prime ministerial leadership to someone of my party and my colleagues' choosing. It is my intention to stay on for another 2.5 years.
What's the latest update also on that?
Unless I leave, there shall be a leader. both a leader of the party and a prime minister. You understand? When that time comes, then there will be this. For me to, even if I say I want to contest the leadership position, one of the constituencies must nominate me. So I cannot show up in the guy and say, oh, look me. No. One of the constituencies has to nominate me, and I have to consent to sign in. So this is a matter for the party to decide, delegates to decide on election day. I will inform the party of my position in very soon, and then the party will proceed from that. I don't think it is for me to discuss party business um, um, in the public domain before the National Council meeting. I reported National Council in Salibe on the 12th of October, and I will take it from there. But I can't answer questions to you that the delegates have not asked of me.
Interested or not?
Oh, that is for the party internal stuff to deal with, and then once whatever happens, then there'll be an announcement. You'll be first to know.
It's 1:54. We are inundated with calls this afternoon there. You know, and somebody is suggesting, I was actually waiting for him to complete his thought. I would like to hear his conclusion. Mr. Clarence Christian, if you have a chance, give us a call back, okay? I want to know where you're going with that one. But we have a telephone call. Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing? Yes?
Yes, good afternoon, Matt. How are you doing?
How are you doing, my brother? How are you doing? Alvin Thomas. Yes,
Good.
I recognize
Yes,
the voice.
you recognize the voice. I know. Who doesn't recognize that voice? Yes, this is Alvin Thomas calling. I had to call after listening to a caller who called and quoting
figures,
numbers,
yes,
in terms of wins. Let me first of all, Matt, and thank you for taking my call and the listeners. Let me first of all begin, Matt, by letting you know that, and we had I made a statement in the press and came through Q95 as spokesperson for a matter that was filed in the High Court on the 4th of September. You hear me? A matter was filed in the High Court as we speak on the 4th of September. 4 claimants raised the matter in the court, filed the matter in the court against 9 defendants as it relates to the last 2 general elections. And among the matters, or rather, the matter filed is asking for a declaration from the courts that Section 7C, 11.3C, 11.7.3 of the Registration of Electors Act, Chapter 203 of the Laws of Dominica, ultra-virus, in contravention with Section 33.2A of the Constitution of Dominica. I do not intend to go in details of the matter. Since it's a legal matter, I do not want to litigate this matter over the air. Except to say that among the other declarations that we are asking the court is a declaration that the following section of the recent proposed 2024 legislation, if passed, would be unconstitutional and in contravention of Section 33 of the Constitution of Dominica, namely the Registration of Electors Act 2024, Section 12.4E2, and the Registration of Electors Act 2024 of the Laws of Dominica, Section 48.2A, and Form 31. We also requesting a declaration that the register of electors during the 2019 and the 2022 elections were not compiled pursuant to the laws of the Commonwealth of Dominica, rendering the election results of both elections unconstitutional. We are asking the court, as a matter, we're asking for as many as 11 declarations. Okay? Let me also say that the CCJ, in a CCJ report of 2022, issued at section 55 of that document, the CCJ wrote, and I'll quote, "It would be remiss if the court did not, however, offer the following observation. Some of the allegations raised by the appellants are serious and, if true, would be troubling. Periodic elections are free and fair are the lifeblood of a country's democracy. Every effort must be made by the state to scrupulously to adhere to the legislative provisions governing elections, and in particular to those that relate to the integrity of the electors list." You hear what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
These were the conclusion of the CCJ's opinion on this matter. Because the reason being, the list that was used for that election seemed to have been illegal or wrong. The list was not compiled in keeping with the legislation, the electors legislation. Okay? At section 83 of that same report, section 83, listen to me. The first instant judge, Justice Glasgow, made the following remarks about the list issue. We're talking about the list, Matt, and this is what you use to go into an election. To go in an election, you must have an electors list. That's where it begins. You have to have names of persons who are legally eligible to vote. So you have a list. Section 17 of the Registration Act states that the revised annual list and the supplementary register shall, I repeat, constitute the register of electors for the representative polling districts and shall be used as the register for any election. If the pleadings are taken as correct, then the use of the preliminary list and the supplementary register at the December 6, 2019 election was a patent, listen to it, listen to the words, Matt, was a patent non-compliance with section 17 of the Registration Act. You heard what I just read for you?
I'm listening.
There was a patent non-compliance. It means that the list was a bad list and the supplementary list. And these are some of the issues we are raising in what was filed on the 4th of September in the High Court. It says, therefore, that until those matters are resolved, until the stains are removed, and we have a list that is proper, we have some minimum requirements as voters' ID card, any election that is conducted moving forward are tainted. And I'm saying here this afternoon, Matt, that Dominicans must be prepared to stand up and do what is right and act. This is your business. This is nobody else's business. The documents are there, Matt. Let me just refer to another document as it refers to the last election that was held, the very last election that was held in 2022, in the OAS report, that is the OAS reporting now, and these are not, I'm not telling you anything that just I feel like telling you, you know. The OAS made the following observation, that at one polling station, in the absence of voter ID, the clerk at that polling station was not able to identify a voter. This is in black and white in the 2022 elections. It is in the OAS document. You have, as we speak, the last election, you had a voters list of over 74,844 persons on that list.
You said 74,000?
72. I'm sorry?
I'm saying you said 74,000?
74,844 persons are on the voters list, who on that voters list for that election. 74,844. Where you have a population of 72,737 thereabouts. Okay? These are real matters, Matt. So we can't take this election things lightly and just lie down and say, well, whatever, it is what it is. No, this is extremely serious. And these are matters that Dominicans have to address seriously. We can't joke about this thing. This is not a joke. Elections are important. And this is well articulated in the CCJ's document that I referred to earlier.
So in a nutshell, we're hearing a lot of a snap election there in December. What would you advise Dominicans to do at this time as we wrap it up?
Well, my advice is that Dominicans should not allow for any snap election. To begin with, Matt, there is a reason why governments and elections are held every 5 years, okay? In the spirit of the Constitution. While one may argue that, yes, the Prime Minister has the prerogative to call an election whenever he or she feels, but that is undermining the spirit of the Constitution, the spirit of elections, what it's meant to. It's like, you know, you like taking advantage of the people. That's basically what you're doing. I mean, if you had an election in 2022 and we're in 2024, that is 2 years. That's not even 3 years or 3.5 years or 4 years into your term. That's a lot of instability. That is instability in the country. I mean, we don't joke with elections like that. The Electoral Commission has to be prepared to call an election. They are the ones mandated under the Constitution to call an election. They are the ones charged with that responsibility. Yes, the Prime Minister can choose to advise the President of election, and the President goes ahead, the House is dissolved. But then it's the election, the Electoral Commission has to put all the mechanisms in place to ensure that they are ready to conduct a proper election. This is how it's done. So to just willy-nilly call in snap election like that, as this is like mangoes you picking on the tree or changing whatever it is. I mean, this is a joke. This is a big joke.
Alvin Thomas, I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. A lot more phone calls are coming in here. I'm still waiting for Clarence to call. I don't know. Somebody suggested he was breathless when he called. I'm hoping that you're okay, Clarence, okay? 2:07 is the afternoon time on the radio. Talk to me, yeah?
My friend, okay.
How are you, sir? How are you?
Good. You remember you asked the question. Are you interested? You heard how the man answer you. It depends. We cannot discuss
yes.
the business.
But he had already said before he will not be contesting. Now I'm asking him whether he's interested. He said he will not disclose. So that's what I'm telling you.
Exactly. Right. So exactly. So reading through his answer, it tells you that whatever decision that is made at the delegate conference, whatever they decide, if they tell him they rather he to be at the head, then there is no resigning. There is no resigning of the position. Skerrit will accept the fact and stay as prime minister. Skerrit think is smart, but there are smart people like you and myself and others outside there that can read for him and understand exactly what he's saying. You know.
I told you it's gonna, some delegates will go up and there'll be positions open, and not one among the midst will stand up to, and he'll say, well, you see what I told you? The people want me, so I'm gonna stay. I'm telling you that.
Exactly, that is the point. And just another note before I go.
Yes.
Skerrit will not sit under anybody. Skerrit figure out he's the smartest person. He has all the answer. He goes everywhere and he answers all the questions. He will not allow me to play the role that I'm supposed to play as the portfolio that I hold. Skerrit goes everywhere by himself. He answers every question, and Skerrit just knows it all. Skerrit, as a matter of fact, Skerrit tell United Workers Party that they can't run Dominica. He alone that can run Dominica. He has all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
He knows everything. So Skerrit will never sit under anybody else but himself. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I remember just an analogy there. During Eugenia Child's day, it was said that the only person with balls in there was Eugenia Charles. Can I say the same there about the Labour Party? The only person with balls is the Prime Minister, Mr. Skerrit. It was the reverse, huh? The only person with balls in there was Eugenia Charles. But even the people with balls don't want to declare themselves and stand up. So let's see what happens at the delegates conference. I'm hearing a lot of names, but will they stand? Will they stand? That's another question. Hello, talk to me. Prove me wrong. Hello, talk to me. On the telephone. Wow.
What a shame. Matt, I hear a man calling you to give you numbers. How much that was there and how much that was there.
He called his name so you can call his name. Clarence Christian. Go ahead.
I haven't got that today. Today at Carnival Monday. They doesn't run Carnival in 1960 again. People are supposed to Matt first. Then got that again. Matt, you make me lose. Don't cut me off, You make me lose my trend of it. Okay. Matt, in 2019, right? Matt, you know many people in Rosewood that were not supposed to be on the voters list, Matt? Over 100 plus, Matt. And then it was taken to the electoral office, Matt. The man there started doing his work. And I don't know who called him, who didn't call him. He closed down like a Maui. He was going around to really check on what the list we gave him. We brought inside there to check on it, man. And the man just closed down like a Maui. And everybody that were not supposed to vote, that 100 plus people, stayed on the list and they voted, man. Man, it was just a scandalous thing. And something I observed in that last snap election, man.
Mm-hmm.
The 2019 election, Matt, before it was 5 o'clock, certain seats were declared. You can remember that, Matt?
I do remember that. The elections were declared very early.
Especially in the Roseau Central, Matt. I wasn't there at that time. But in the time they've called that last election there, Matt, it was all after 7 o'clock. People didn't contest the election for that, but the seats were not declared yet. I don't know if you can remember that one, Matt. I paid close attention to that. Matt, we live in a country that man believes is his country. I don't know which one of his fathers, which one of his mothers, which of his relatives died and will the country to him. He feels that he's irreplaceable because the people making him feel so. Hell no. A call should be going out right now to the labor rights and make them know he is replaceable. Not because he's sitting down there on the chair as the prime minister, he can remain there and all you should just let it happen. No, he is replaceable and do what all you have to do to replace him. He shouldn't be just coming in inside and sit down inside the hall like a big wheel and think he is replaced. He is irreplaceable. He is replaceable and all the labor rights should know that. Not to go inside there for a frightened hat when all you have to go say, boss, you outlive your time. You do us enough. We're not seeing light better. His mommy is there, we're seeing. You put us in an apartment that doesn't belong to us. You say it's the state-owned property. So, cut us some slack. Let us see the light at the end of the tunnel. Get out while it's still early. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, bye-bye. Somebody's saying here, man, good afternoon to you. God is also a God of war. And what happens when countries are at war? But everyone is saying Dominicans must stand up. Stand up how? The court must support the people, and the court is not supporting the people. That's a WhatsApp message. This corrupt regime is a bunch of political, what's the word there? Carrot has no balls. Matt, tell Clarence I hope he can access the figures just easily for the senior counsel when he subpoenaed the upcoming court proceedings. Well, there's so many messages that 2:14 is the afternoon time. A voice note.
But all the votes Clarence Christian is boasting that Labour Party won over United Workers' Party, they were not legally cast votes. All right? Because I personally saw a St. Lucian guy with a piece of paper in his hand, a little piece of paper, stepping into the polling station. That happened in Newtown. I saw it with my own two eyes. When he stepped into the polling station, he said, Muji, what name they gave me again? And then I was in shock. So I turned to look at him, and I see him opening a piece of paper, a little white piece of paper with a name written in pen. He read the name out. He could not even commit the name to memory. He had to refer to the paper while he was stepping into the polling station. That's how bold those people are. So tell Clarence Christian, come again. Come again. Instead of giving us names, numbers of votes that Labour Party stole. Right? Give us the corrected figures. We want to embarrass Lennox Linton. Remember that, right? We want to embarrass Lennox Linton. So give us those corrected figures so we can be embarrassed. That's what we want to hear. And yes, Blue is very correct because it was about 7:05 in Newtown 2019 elections. Okay, all the polling stations had not wrapped up the end of the process as yet. They were still counting ballots and still doing the end of the processing. And I hear in a big carnival, Rapukabut in Newtown. I'm asking, what is that about? Oh, but we won. We won. But Newtown Primary School had about, I think, 4 polling stations, had not even sent in their results as yet. Okay? So Blue is very correct. A whole set of magic commerce volley that passed in that 2019 elections. Huh? And that man calling and trying to give figures as if he's, well, you see, he can't call back. I waiting still for him, you know.
I waited for him too. I waited for him. 2:16 is the afternoon time. Hello, yes.
Good afternoon, Matt 13.
How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm good. Matt, I suspect on Clarence Christian other phone.
Okay.
He must have received a call and telling him to shut up his damn mouth. You're saying, right? Because I suspect he would have added Sophia as well.
Yes.
Constituency and give you numbers for that. But Clarence is at 8 constituencies. You did 11 constituencies for you to win an election. So Mafas Peltier, the other 13 that he has not mentioned, you know, the Mao, Castle Bruce, Rosos, the Rosos, etc. This is the way Mafas Peltier, they are using their ghost voters. Using persons who are on the list of those 8 constituencies that he, Clarence, was listing, that they're sure to win because look at Portsmouth. I mean, after Ross left, you still win in Portsmouth by even more votes than the previous election.
Very good
so
point.
This is where they're using their ghost voters. in these other 15 constituencies. This is where they are using their persons they are bringing from overseas who should not be qualified to vote because they have been out there for more than 5 years. They are using them to bring them in. This is where they are registering persons who should not be registered, like in Roseau. You have empty lots, but you have people registered with that address on the voters list and so forth. This is what they're doing. So somebody must have called him on his other phone and tell him, boy, shut up your mouth, please. Mr. Skerritt, I'm again suggesting to you, and you, the Electoral Commission members, that is the commissioners, Dominicans are peaceful and God-fearing people. But Roselle Skerritt has been provoking and continue to provoke the people of Dominica with the issue of electoral reform. Somebody who has ears of Roselle Skerritt, please talk to him. Mr. Skerritt, do not go to the House of Assembly. Pass electoral reform legislation and do not allow the Electoral Commission sufficient time to verify voters and give them voters' ID cards for a free and fair election. Skerritt, please stop provoking the people of Dominica. Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you. This is like the fourth time I've heard you saying that, huh? 2:18 is the afternoon time. On the telephone, good afternoon to you. Yes. Yes.
Marcus, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Let me ask you, or ask a general question to the general public. Read that electoral reform.
Mm-hmm.
We all are asking and requesting for electoral reform in the country before general elections.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if electoral reform is given prior to general elections and it doesn't satisfy the people? Let me repeat myself. If electoral reform is given to the country and it does not satisfy the contents of the electoral reform, which would pass into Parliament prospectively.
Let me tell you, before you go on and waste time, let me just tell you, Mr. Packet, I recognize your voice. The two things, the main things that the people are asking for, that may not be included in the electoral reform that they're asking, the voters' ID and the clearing up of the voters list. If that is not given, there will be problems.
If it is not given, there are problems.
So what's your point now?
No, it's a question I'm just asking, Big Brother.
Well, I'm telling you now, if these two items are not given, there will be problems.
All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, thank you very much. 449. I know you will go in there. 220 is the option. This two basic requirements has to be given to the people of Dominica so we could have a fair playing field. Hello, talk to me. Yes. I hope you understand, Mr. Packet. Clearing a complete re-registration of the voters list and voter ID cards. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Blessings to you, bro.
Blessings to you too.
Matt, we are talkers. That's what we are in the country. And why we feel deserted, we feel alone. The churches, Matt, they have shut the hell up. All of them just looking for the tithes and offerings. They say it's for God. Very interesting. Long time I noticed they are the gods, they're talking about. The bourgeoisies have shut the hell up because they give them passports to sell, Matt. They get in duty free. But Dominica is quickly sinking deeper into the abyss, Matt. And they think the cycle of life will not come around and kick them in the butt. That's what they think, All the Astafans and Gnostics and all who they give to sell passport, the Stows and the Duncans and everybody else. Sell all the passports. Why is the name? The brothers there, all of them. Sell all the passports. The churches read, talk about God, and God is great. Matt Skerritt can go in Parliament and do what he wants about electoral reform. All we'll do is come on 295 and that's all we'll do. That's all we'll do. There is no structured, organized resistance in Dominica, Matt. We are jokers. What I want Scary to do, Matt, in that day after the delegates conference, Matt, Matt, is it 2050 already?
Not yet, no.
I thought you were 2050. I hear you and Kala talking, but you say it's 2050. So you would, it's 2050. You think he's joking? 2050, Dimitri, not to start to make children, Matt. What are you talking about? He's going to start to curse all you, when he gets the second mandate. When he gets that mandate, I want him to come out on the radio, on GIS, Assignment Q95, DBS, live. Election is much too costly. Look at the war in Ukraine. Look at what is happening in Israel, in Lebanon. The world is going through a crisis. No more elections. We're going to get a new system of government, and I'm going in parliament, and we're going to make arrangements to establish a new system of government. We are the first to do it in Dominica, and labor rights will be clapping. Workers will be making noise. And what is going to happen? Nothing. And I can advise you, my brother, Scary. That's the next move you need to make. Because there is no amount of straws that can break your camel back. Because all the straws, Matt, they're feathers. Feathers, Matt, in comparison to weight. And it is sad, Matt. All the trees that was around Scary, they root them out, Matt. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm. As I heard.
Austin was the biggest tree, Matt. And all Daru, Vince go for law degree. All of them, they think Scary root them out and he make them believe roots can grow in the air. Roots doesn't need dirt for them to grow. So he root them out, Matt, around him. And he put them to stand up upside down. He played with all of them. They're like children. Now he gets some liquor. Well, Alex Boyd did refer to some people as vermin in parliament or where he can't refer to them. And they're talking about Vivian pink grapefruit and jobs, and talking one set of garbage and the malcasse, modern liquor children that come out to school in the afternoon. Who is standing up for Dominica? Q95 and UWP. They can serve Dominica. Dominica has so much different organizations and influential people. Q95 and UWP can save Dominica. All you think these are the two organizations. Well, you have NGM there, you have the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission and the commissioners are still in existence, Matt,
Repeat again.
The Electoral Commission and the commissioners, are they in existence?
Yes, they are, because they have just completed their report and will report to the people sometime later this week.
Interesting. So, Matt, I'm just watching Dominica to be one big joke. That's what Chinese, St. Lucians, and everybody can come Dominica and just slap us in the face, take all our millions, and they walk away, and we come on Q95 and we're talking. Matt, I am a result-oriented kind of a person. God knows why God did what God did to me. And it's on my feet, because I don't need too much mouth talking. I'm an action kind of a person. Have a blessed day, bro.
Have a blessed day now. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back to talk after this, okay?
Trade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the Auto Trade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new Auto Trade app. Download the Auto Trade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. Auto Trade. It's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
And as I said earlier, at least the minimum for election reform. There must be a revised electors list and a voter ID card. After this, whoever wins, every party would have to support this. So why are those concerned, those that matter, are afraid of simply giving a revised electors list, and voter ID cards. What's the fight about? It's that simple. On the telephone, let's see if we can take a few more phone calls. Simple thing like that. We're fighting years and years. A revised voters list, a revised electors voters list, and a voters ID card, problem solved. On the telephone, let's go back to the telephone. Are you there? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon to you, yes.
Ma'am, did I hear you say that the election is somewhere? You get some source that the election is somewhere.
I'm hearing here some good informed source that it may be there in December. I can't confirm, but I'm hearing December 6th.
Oh, December 6th. Oh, Matt, let me tell you something, Matt. You know I'm calling from Malaga. And Matt, you know who's calling.
Of course.
But Matt, let me tell you something. This is the only village that I know that no ballot box for any election should appear in the community. And Malaga people stand out. I am the PRO for the community of Malaga. And we are saying that no ballot box should ever attempt. Don't even try to bring a ballot box in Malaga. This thing will not happen. What are you looking for? Is it a reset? He just had a reset. What is looking for in the next? How many months of election, Matt? Is it 2 years? How long is it now?
2 years, yes, 2 years, yes.
Yeah, Matt, there's no election taking place in this community of Malaga. Tell Roosevelt Skerritt and his cabal, whatever he's trying to do, that no election will be held in the community of Malaga. It is fundamentally clear. The people tell me that no election will be taking place in the village of Malaga, and it is so. No ballot box shall enter this community, so no candidate should not try to even think that they can win by vote. Nothing is going on in this community because it is nonsense. What is this guy running away from? We need electoral reform, and if we don't have free and rightful electoral reform in our community and in Dominica, there should be no elections. This has been sent to us by the CCJ that told us the election has been tainted. So why is this guy trying to go around? He has disrespected Dominica. Dominica is not working for Result Carrot. Result Carrot is our worker. We paid him to work. We are paying him to work. And no election will be called in the community of Margaret. I don't know for the other communities of Dominica, but the village of Margaret, which is supposed to be the largest constituency of Dominica, there will be no election. I'm saying clearly, no ballot box should ever try. Tell them not even try to send a ballot box in the community of Margaret, because no election will be held in the village. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Enough warning there from Soul Post. 2:30. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matt.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm here.
You want the voter's ID card, but with the particulars, Matt, not just the voter's ID card. Your name, your date of birth.
You mean all the data that you need, yes?
Your polling station number.
Uh-huh.
And the rest that have to go with it. Not just a voter's ID card. Look and go. No. On your, what you call it, your social security card, you have the particulars. Why you can't have it on your voter's ID card, Matt? We need it. So we're not just going to get the voter's ID card. We need cleaning about the complete re-registration. We need it too. That should happen in the country. We can't just go right year in, year out and accepting the same thing over and over and said, what can we do? After all, man, but you know, sometimes you say the woman was charged in Texas, to be precise, I think it was in Houston, for voting in a constituency she wasn't living, Matt. Yes, that make headline. She living in that constituency and she went to vote in that one. She was charged and taken to court for that. We can't allow that thing to be happening here. People that's coming in here, that's what happened in 2019 election, Matt. When we had a boatloads and plane loads of Haitians were coming in here. Matt, what they were coming in to do? We heard they were coming in to vote. And they really came in to vote. Where are them now, Matt? They voted and they went. Can we allow that thing to happen again, Matt? No, we shouldn't. Something can belong to us. And if we cannot take care of it, then what are we? And we're supposed to stick to our word. Our word is our bond. We say that and it should be like that. We can't be swaying and saying one thing there and saying another thing there. No, we should stop that. We should hold on to whatever say the first time and mean it. Last time we say it and some people went and they did what they did. And that shouldn't happen again. And what happened to them people that what Duncan still doing now, Matt?
What Duncan still doing?
Duncan still say he was going to do a job for the people of Dominica. No, Duncan still moo. Where is Duncan still? He moo, he not saying nothing, Matt. That is nonsense. Are we any star boy that's preaching like Dominica is his own? Dominica not your own boss. Stay in your damn lane. We fed up with you. Bye.
All right, Blue 232 is the afternoon time. Let's listen to another voice note. So many coming in there. Hello, yes?
Good afternoon to you, Matt, and your listeners, Matt. Matt, I sat for Julius Timothy in 2000 downstairs the lodge. When you're going up to Goodwill, I think the Muslims have bought that place there now. And I cannot understand how people are telling me people come down to vote and then they go back and their vote will be placed in the box after. Because, Matt, I was representing you, the Julius Timothy in Goodwill, and then, Matt, before they start to call people in to vote, number one, the people inside there, myself, the returning officer, and so would vote first. But before that happens, Matt, the box is opened so we can see that there's nothing in it and then close. And then we vote. And then we start to call people from outside to vote. How is it that people from overseas votes can get into that box? Because when the end of the day voting, they close the doors, no more voting, we stay inside and we count the ballots. How can that happen? I'm trying to wonder how can that happen? Some people are being paid. UW people are being paid when they stand up there for whatever. I cannot understand that, man. Doesn't make sense to me.
Somebody suggests that no electoral reform is the survival of Mr. Skerritt. That is his out of orange jumpsuit ticket. Boy, so many phone calls. 234. Hello, talk to me.
I need my little break to talk to express myself. What I'm saying, Mr. Clarence reading a whole episode for you, which everybody know about the episode. It's like he putting you to sleep like a sleeping beauty. When he do finish, it's 3 o'clock already. Blue says something there, but when they come to vote, they go back. I want to tell Blue, they come by back door. They come on a pui and they go back by plane. Thank you for the space you give me. And the Prime Minister is a genius. He asking people to contest against him. So when they contest, he'll tell them, oh, you don't want me for Prime Minister, and boom, he'll fire them. Thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you, Marlon. 2:35 is the afternoon time. Yes, it's the afternoon time, and about 57 seconds. Almost 2:46. Hello, yes?
Yes, Matt, it's me again. I think you cut me off, but
I cut you off. I just gave you Clarence, I given you a chance to call back and I'll cut you off.
Okay.
But
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
In 2019, you need 11 seats to form the government.
I'm listening to you.
Right? The total votes Labour Party got in 11 seats was 12,630, and UWP got 4,878.
Okay.
If the elections were still long, it means that Labour Party should have gotten less than 4,700.
Did you import voters in the various constituencies that you're speaking about? Did you import voters in the various constituencies you're talking about for Labour? I'm telling you, did you vote? Did you import voters in the various constituencies that you're talking about? Did you?
It's citizens who vote.
I'm asking you, did you import voters? Clarence, have a conversation. Did you import voters in the various constituencies that you're talking about?
It is citizens who vote.
You're not answering my question. You tell me the next thing you'll tell me I cut you off. Did you import voters in the various constituencies that you're talking about, Clarence?
So you have to import voters in Grand Bay, in Grand.
I'm asking you, you're going around the question. Did you import voters in the various constituencies that you're talking about?
To ask your question, no, we did not import voters in those in constituencies. without any process of involvement.
Clarence Christian, what's your views on the statement of the CCJ pertaining to elections in Dominica in 2019? What's your views?
Very good. I listened to Alvin Thomas, and he missed two points. In every time the judges make that decision, they say if the allegations are true, if the allegations are true, they were made allegations made, and the judge said, if the allegations are true, and if the pleadings are true, Alvin must go back and read it. People understand English. If the allegations are true, and if the pleadings are true, then they went on to speak.
Ask you another question, Clarence, because I suspect we're going nowhere with this. Do you think that there should be another election in Dominica without electoral reform based on the people's recommendations?
Which people are you talking about? Which people's recommendation? Are you talking about people? Which people? People not follow. You have a rally over there.
I'm asking you the people's recommendations. You know what I'm talking about, Clarence. Don't run away. Do you think we should go into another election without the proper electoral reform? Do you?
There will be reform before elections. I think so.
Do you think that the voters list will be cleansed before the next elections?
How can you claim the vote? Under what law are you going to remove?
My friend, do you think there should be a complete re-registration for the next general elections?
But Matt, when you do a complete re-registration, you're going to remove people then from the voters list.
Clarence, and we will remove too the dead people that are on the voters list. Do you agree?
That's why there will be a confirmation process.
Clarence, do you think that we should remove or revisit the electoral list that we have at this time? Do you?
Matt, the electoral list doesn't prevent anybody from losing elections or winning elections.
You know better than that. Don't pretend. 2:39 is the afternoon time. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes?
Good afternoon, my father.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
How are you doing?
All right.
All right. You know, I just listened to Blessing's talk a while ago.
Yes.
And he seems to be a little bit critical about how Dominicans are. We talk a lot and we talk a lot. And maybe there's no end in sight to the conversation. My name is Clint Rule, man.
I heard that.
Yeah, from Wesley. And I don't want to give nobody any doubt as to who I am. I may sound a little crazy. I am not crazy. I just fed up with the whole situation in Dominica. And I don't want to give the police any doubt as to where I stand when it comes to what happened in here. And I want to reassure Dominicans that Dominica, let Roosevelt Spirit to give us what we're looking for. And Roosevelt Spirit will see how Dominica is red. Yes, and he'll have the correct reason now to arrest people in Dominica. Well, Roosevelt, I'm talking to you now. I know you're a coward. I always know you're a coward. You do it very well. And I guess you're listening to Matt right now. So you're listening to somebody you know. You listen to somebody you know. Same age in Dominicans. Let me tell you something, my friend. You will give Dominica people what they need. And you know jolly well what we need. And I want to reassure you, Clint Roll this time. We talk enough. We say enough. What is there to lose, man? What is there to lose? We pass 50. We have 20 more years to live. Even less than that. You understand? We will die. Eventually, we will die. My call this afternoon to make Roosevelt understand that some of us, including myself, on behalf of my children, God bless me with, and the Dominica you see over there, I decide to make the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of Dominica. Roosevelt, my name must go down in history. I'm telling you that today, the 8th of October, 2024. Jump around, enjoy yourself, have fun. don't give us what we want, and you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. That's all I say for today, Matt.
All right, Mr. Clean, thank you very much. 242, and Clarence is asking me what people, what recommendations. Anyway, every rope has an end, huh? Hello, let's see if we can take this voice note from Mr. Gabriel Christian out of Washington. Listen again.
Matt, I want to thank you for the opportunity you gave me last Friday to share my thoughts and feelings on what has happened to our island and how we've let down ourselves as a race, as a people. Both Kalinago and Afro-descended, we are disgraceful people. Not all of us, of course, I don't put you in that category and I try to be not in it. But as a community, we've let down ourselves because what we've done is we've allowed ourselves to be ruled by our vote, by our malfeasance or nonfeasance, a group of people who are nothing but scoundrels, who've come into office, they've been paid, we know it to be true. And so if you're going to run for office, and this is something new in our history, in the old days, people would run for office because they had a civic orientation. They may have been freedomites or liberites, but nobody was going around paying anybody to run, Not that I can recall, or I was told. Now people have been given $50,000, $100,000. Where's that money coming from? Is it manna from heaven? Is that money that they got from fish fry, or barbecue, or Bubba Job, or Jumble Sale, or Bel Mache? Where's that money coming from? We know where it's coming from. All these diplomatic passports that ended up in the hands of international gangsters, mobsters, banditti. That's where it came from. You think they were just giving out those passports like popcorn at the old Carib cinema on a Sunday afternoon where we're looking at Spartacus or Sound of Music? No. That's money under the table, money diverted, money stolen. So you pay a politician to run for office. Can that person really do the public service any good? Are they acting in the public interest? Or they're acting in their own venal interest? That's where we are. So I'm saying to Dominicans who want to go on in the Fête de Vivre and waste time in what is no longer Creole Festival is basically a debasement of the idea of a Creole Festival, which was to exalt the best of our Creole culture. Today we're talking about independence celebration. Where's the National Agricultural Fair we used to have when I was a child, with the biggest breadfruit and the biggest pumpkin and the biggest bunch of bananas and the biggest cow and the biggest goat? We could see the fat of the land, the fruit of the land. Where's the industrial fair to show off our juices, our fruits, or preserves? Where's Bello Factory, DCP, Elrose and Company, Dumb Fruit? We had a canning factory in Dominica, Mad Peltier, when I was a child. You want to tell me 46 years after independence, what do we have to show? Our agriculture brought them to zero, our industry non-existent, except that we are plagued by a bunch of passport peddlers. So when we speak from a heritage of people who are more agriculturally inclined and productive, industrially inclined and productive, people who are more honorable, decent, and honest. Today, people go around, they dress anyway, they speak anyway, they speak loudly, using a lot of profanity, doing dope and being drunk in the street and drinking liquor to excess. Is that the nationality that we used to be? No. We knew a better country. And just like in Europe, there was a renaissance where they escaped the dark ages. I'm hoping and praying that we can come together to extricate and extract our country from that dark age of dishonest government, of communities where people use the profanity, where they listen to filthy music, instead of music that's uplifting and inspiring and productive and bringing us together, instead of driving us apart into a crime wave of housebreaking and gangsterism. It's not simply a political problem that we face. We've entered into a time of spiritual darkness. I ask all people to be prayerful, to reach out to each other, with love and understanding and intelligent effort, studied effort, right of our condition, and let's unite our forces to build a better Dominica. We deserve better. Thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to speak last week. And I hope that we understand that we need to recover our independence, because right now we have none to be proud of.
You see how Mr. Clarence Christian choked when I asked him whether he imported voters? Dominique is a very strange place. Huh? He couldn't even answer the questions that you wanted me to ask him to calculate the number of imported voters. He would not answer a simple question. Did they import voters in the various constituencies? Finally, he said, well, do you expect us to import voters in Granby? You imported voters everywhere to make up a lot of numbers. Let's see if we can take another voice note there. I'm sorry if I can't get to your call just yet. Yes.
Christian calling and giving you numbers, man. Election. 4 days or 5 days after the election, and you had add up the United Workers' Party votes, the Labour Party votes together, and if there was another representative or independent candidate, if you had add up all those votes, and after 3 days or 4 days after the election, or even a week after the election, you do a survey in any one of the constituencies he called there, you're not going to get a number of people, you know, man. Believe me, Matt, it's going to be a whole lot less. You understand? Trust me, because if he call like he say Petit Saban, 1,000 something on this side, 200 or 300 on this side. If after election, when they were transporting a whole lot of people from the diaspora to vote, if a week after you go and you say, let's do a tally and see if they have you total the amount of voters that voted in that constituency, and you go to the constituency and have a survey to see how many persons live in there, but you're not never getting that figure. So Christian need to shut up. Christian think people foolish. I mean, come on, man. I have to stop paying people mind and stop trying to make it look like it is what it is. You know better, Christian. I mean, Lord have mercy.
I think he knows better. Somebody's asking the question, why is the delegates conference in Vegas? Ministers are so blinded, huh? All right, the telephone is 251. Boy. Electoral reform is a must before any election is held in Dominica. My grandmother died 29 years ago, and her name is still on the registration list in the Castlebrose constituency. Matt, you know me. I'm registered in 2 constituencies. 449-3095-9697. 9 more minutes to go. We'll continue tomorrow. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Dominica, make it short. We don't have much time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marlene. 251. I'm surprised that you're getting through very often like this. Hello, talk to me. Oh,
Matt,
yes, sir.
Matt, I was happy to hear Clarence baby yelling, especially when you ask him about the voters list, Matt, removing the dead people from the voters list. But you see what is a problem for them, Matt? And we must never, ever forget Tony Astefan's email. Never forget that, people of Dominica. That email is still very important today, because everything that we see happening is as a result of that email, the sentiment expressed in that email, that there must not be electoral reform, because if there's electoral reform, Mr. Skate will not be able to win election. That's what Tony Astefan said. and that we have seen it from Clarence Christian. Matt, and to give you a story quickly, Matt, Floyd Capital, our friend?
Of course.
You remember a time, Matt, when you had a clip with him where he was saying about Skerrit lied to him 3 times, Matt?
I still think I have that clip somewhere.
Yes, Matt, and because during that time, Matt, he had fallen away from Mr. Skerrit party, and he met me, Matt, in my capacity as campaign manager for the United Workers' Party at a certain airline agency in Roseau, and he had a meeting with me for a couple hours, informing me of what we should do to make sure we win the election, because we're not ready yet to do the things like what he was doing for Skerrit. And when I asked him about the things that he was doing for Skerrit, Matt, he would explain to me that they would take voters, put them on a bus, give them names, Matt, and bring them in the various constituencies to go and vote on people's names, Matt, and pay for their food and whatnot and so on. And he was explaining to me that unless United Workers' Party is prepared to do like the Labour Party, we will never win elections. That's Floyd Capital, Matt. Confess to me what he was doing for Mr. Skerrit Labour Party. Let him sue me. Confess to me, Matt. And that is what Clarence Christian is talking about, Matt. And that is what you have people calling you there today, Matt, to tell you about those type of activities. People coming in polling station and forgetting the name they gave them to vote on. Labour Party technique and strategy, my brother. Okay? And that is what they need to understand, Matt. That the only way they can form a government in Dominica is to thief election, Matt. And Matt, I guess you heard from the PRO of Marigot constituency already, Matt.
I did.
Thanks for that, Matt. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you very much. It's 2:54. Yes, a conversation we need to have. We need to talk elections because we hear a lot about the possibility of elections in December. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matt, quickly, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Matt, let me interrupt with you a bit. Matt, how long do you think it's going to take to clean voters' list or to give voters ID? How long do you think that process is going to take?
I would say about 2 to 3 months. It happened in Antigua in about 3 months, 3 to 6 months, yes.
Okay, 2 to 3 months. And Matt, and we're talking about election in December 6th, Matt. To me, that is a waste of time because that cannot happen. And that will not happen. Matt, anytime an election called in Dominica and we do get our reform, the Prime Minister just declare war in Dominica and take it from me. Matt, have a good day.
All right, Dominica, it's already 2:55 in the afternoon. Are you there? 449-3095-96 and 97. Talk to me, yes? Call, are you there?
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Mark Peltier, and your listeners.
How are you, sir? How are you?
This is Paul Alexander.
Yes, Mr. Paul, yes.
Yeah. I just want to share my thoughts on the program this afternoon.
All right.
Now, do you know that Roosevelt Skerrit is not the first Prime Minister of Dominica, and he will never be the last one. And every marathon runner must get tired. This is why Prime Minister Skerrit said a couple of years ago that we'll be there until April 2025. But another interesting thing I pick up from your program this afternoon is that there is a Labour Party. Because before we used to hear there is no Labour Party. Now I'm hearing your callers saying Labour rights, Labour rights. So that's telling me there is a Labour Party. And that's why we're going to have a delegate conference on November 11th.
Your Prime Minister said that he would not contest by April 2025. Do you think that he'll contest the election? I just asked him a question at a news conference. Do you think he's going to go up for leadership of the Labour Party?
Well, this on the way he answered the question at the conference. What I read from that is that he has made up his mind to call it a day. But what he's saying is like, the way he left it open is like, if at the delegate conference someone nominates him and he accepts nomination, then what can we say but go with the flow?
Or would you give him the support, yes?
But if he's not interested, if someone nominates him and he turns down the nomination, then someone else is going to replace him as political leader of the Labour Party.
Would you support his the decision to not to contest? Would you support that?
To support his decision not to contest?
Would you, if he says he's not going to contest, would you support that decision? Yes.
Yes, if he said he's not contesting, I will support the decision.
Okay.
No problem.
So who else would you want as the alternative for as a possible leader for the Dominican Labour Party?
Well, I am a member of the Dominican Labour Party. I'm a delegate, and the Prime Minister does not want to run again and is not interested in being the leader of the Labour Party. Then I'm going to put my name in the ring.
You're going to put your name on?
My name for nomination.
You're going to put your name in the ring. Very interesting. So,
yes.
Do you know of anybody else that might put their name in the ring?
Say that again?
Do you know of anybody else, any other delegates that will put their name in the ring? Are you aware?
A delegate will nominate me?
I say, are you aware if anybody else will put their name in the ring? Because we run out of time.
Well, I know people like Honorable Vince Henderson.
Okay.
I'm sure he should be interested in political leadership of the Labour Party. I've not heard him said that. He has not said that to me, but looking at his stature and what he has done over the years and how he has contributed to the country and the party, I wouldn't be surprised if he put his name in the ring as a contender.
So can I announce that you will be contesting there for the leadership if the Prime Minister is not interested?
I will put up my name for a nomination, but
Mr. Paul Alexander may be interested. Okay, caller, we're running out of time. Okay, we're running out of time. We'll engage you another time. Okay, thank you very much. Dominico Hurricane. We'll continue tomorrow. We may have more contesting the leaders for the Labour Party. Mr. Paul Alexander has put in his name there if he's nominated. Tomorrow we'll continue in the afternoon and we have the time. My brother Erwin, I'll hear your voice tomorrow, okay? Mr. Paul, thanks for calling.
Passion with crop, working hard all day non-stop, taking no chance. If banana flop, what when harvest time come along? To pick the fruits off the ground, he higher his food where me they do together. Whoa, what do you think was happening? What good and bad?
Next year,
Let's just see what they're doing. People have them put on
I'm having a very interesting afternoon there.
People have them put on
Hey, Mr. Alvin, I'll play your voice till tomorrow. I trust me. This discussion must continue. Maybe in the afternoon, right?
Don't even take, correct your mistake. Give it to you.
Let's take our final call for the afternoon. This is the Talk on the Block. Are you there, caller? Your final opportunity. Yes.
Based on what Marlene said, Marlene is right, man. I believe Kerry said that up to trick them because Marlene, if you listen to Paul, Paul said only putting his name in that ring. Is Kerry not there, man? Because it's interesting because Paul also recognized that Kerry still serve enough time because he said he supports Kerry decides to step down. But he's not going to put his name in that ring there. Is Kerry's name going? Matt Marlene is right. Kerry set that up to trap them to see who really wants him to go. But we want Vince, man. And it's Vince time now.
But he said Vince. He said Vince. You see, Vince may be interested.
Matt. Vince time now, Matt. Vince time now.
Look, joke, boy. Dominica, this is it for us to the Talk on the Block. Mr. Paul Alexander, at least you came out of the and you made it public that you are interested if somebody nominates you. So somebody, maybe my friend Erwin might just nominate you. The Prime Minister is not interested, okay? Time for the flow. Flow, Dominica.
Don't even take, correct your mistake.